Good morning, hello, and welcome to the World Bowls Indoor Championships, Day 2. And we're here with another mixed pairs game this morning. So we have Hong Kong, China against Singapore. The first of 7 sessions in our day today. 2 mixed pairs sessions this morning before then moving into lady singles and men's singles this evening. And for Hong Kong, China, we have Stanley Lai leading with Gloria Hart as skip. And Singapore team is... They've also got the lady skipping, which is Mei Li, and the lead of Chu Man. So both teams have had their 2 trial ends and have now started the first end of the first set. So the competition this week is 2 sets of 7 ends, and then if needed there's a 1 end tiebreak, and it's 3 bowl pairs. So decent start there by Singapore, and just as the leads and skips swap over, we're going to flash over the format and that sort of thing for you. So as I mentioned, 2 sets of 7 ends with a 1 end tiebreak if needed. And there are no killed ends, so if the jack goes out the sides of the rink or over the bank, then it's respotted to the centre T respot position as opposed to the side Ts, so it'll come back to the centre. And as you can see from the screen here, we've got plenty of other games on this morning, and the live scores for all of those are available on the World Bowls and Guernsey Indoor Bowling websites. And those are tracked in real time, as well as having all the live scores from the previous day. So this morning I'm also joined by Ian Marion, who's here to commentate alongside me and see the cameras. So good morning, Ian.
Morning, Josh.
How did you find the day yesterday?
Yeah, it was great. A lot of good balls going down, so it was good to see. I was with you in the rabbit hutch for a lot of the day, but it was also good to get out and see the other rinks live.
Yeah, don't know why we started calling it the rabbit hutch, but
it's a spacious rabbit hutch, really.
It is really,
compared to
yeah.
some of the broom cupboards that you might have to operate from sometimes.
Decent bowl there by Singapore going in to take the shot. So Singapore off the first end, leading 1-0. So good ball there by Hong Kong. Stanley's good ball there by Singapore. Stanley's just fallen slightly short.
Pretty good, man. Oh, that's good.
Good effort there by Gloria, just drifting through the gap. Got to be a little careful here, Singapore. They need to make sure they take their green. I think 2 has a habit of sort of cutting across a little bit, and there's a bit of danger if they do that with this head. Okay, a little overweight. Certainly closer, looking to make contact with either the bowl or the jack. Brilliant effort there. Finished in a good place. She can afford to play similar weight. If the jack comes anywhere down towards the back of the rink, then they will hold shot off the backhand. So I think that last bowl falling where it did, short of the head on slightly on the line, has caused Hong Kong China to take another look at this. They can play more weight under that short bowl, but the jack would likely kill, which would go on the centre respot and they'd be 1 down. I'm not sure they can drift around with less weight. Good strike there by Gloria, moving the jack through and picking up shot for them. So it looks like 1 shot there to Hong Kong, so it's 1-1 after 2 ends. Yeah, nice opening bowl there by Stanley. Just drifting through the jack.
Let's try that again.
Was a good response there by Singapore. This time just running through. Zach Stanley sticking to his backhand. That's the chance to promote either of his. If he drifts just around, it'll be in a good position. So it's 3 bowl pairs this morning. Yeah, that's come to a good home. So there are plenty of other games on this morning. So we are live streaming with static cameras Rink 5, which is currently Falkland Islands, Scotland against Macau, China. And there are the live scores for the other 4 rinks, and all the rinks, to be fair, on the World Bowls and Guernsey Bowling website. And they're kept up to date.
A little wider. You're looking to sit one of these or just slip past them. This is your jack.
As you can hear, the USA are playing on the rink next door. So Laurent Dion just instructing his lead Mary. Close here from Gloria. She almost made the gap between the bowls. Certainly changed the angle and changed Singapore's shot, who were looking to play down the backhand and rest into them. Brilliant effort here.
That's another one for Hong Kong, China, but they're slightly vulnerable if at the back. Be interesting to see if they do choose to stick with the draw.
Probably to that third wood, do you think? Well, the blue's there anyway, so.
Yeah, it's another one in the head, which is helpful. It was difficult to get rid of the blue, but if somehow they turn their own short one up and sat the blue away, it might have been worth more. And because they've now got 2 in the head, it does give Singapore the opportunity to play a bit more weight. So it might be sensible for Gloria to almost take the 2 and cover behind.
She has changed hands, so it suggests a change in shot.
No, still a draw.
And a very good draw at that. It's another counting wood.
There's another counting wood. Just show you the other angle so you can see there's a few woods just behind the head, so it's not the easiest, but she could play it, and if she gets the jack, she's right behind.
I guess if she doesn't get the jack, there's a chance of taking one of Hong Kong China's bowls off and reducing the count.
If you go this hand, that's
Yeah, a
not
few
fair.
chances of improving the situation for herself.
Certainly played it with weight. Well, she got contact with the jack there off one of the short bowls.
And there's a kill. That might be a few to Singapore.
Yeah, so the jack's now going on the centre respot position. So the centre tee. Yeah, it does
There you
look.
go, moved our camera around. Looks like one of the oranges did come back, but still maybe one or two.
Looks like it was 2 to Singapore, so certainly worth having a go at. So the score after 3 ends is now 3-1 to Singapore. Just by way of format, we're playing 2 sets of 7 ends. So there's a further 4 ends left in this set. This sort of reduced end format certainly makes the game a bit more cutthroat. Means you have to play certain shots that you might otherwise have, taken a less risky route, I suppose. And for those that are just joining, this is the World Bowls Indoor Championships. So all of the countries that are members of the International Indoor Bowls Council and also World Bowls are invited to send a male and female competitor. And then they pair up together to take part in the Mixed Pairs Championships. So for the game for you this morning, we have a pairing from Hong Kong, China, and a pairing from Singapore. Looks like a better bowl here from Singapore. That did slow a bit quicker than I was expecting, but I think he's got shot ball there. So there's no stipulation in this competition for countries to use certain coloured bowls. I think it was the Commonwealth, you had to use either red or blue bowls, which made it a bit of a pain in the neck for players trying to sort out. But in this competition, you can use whatever colour you like. Conveniently though, for our first game yesterday morning, we had Guernsey with the red bowls and Scotland with the blue. But now we'll try and work out who's got which bowls and remember the colours to the people.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah, so the Singapore lead just indicating there that 1 down. Still plenty of room to draw there on the forehand.
Pretty close, run through ever so slightly.
That's a very good shot. Nice draw there. And actually just falling under the line means it's not stuck out as a guide in any way. That's an even better bowl. Front toucher. Lovely draw there from Singapore. And they also have position at the back of the green as well, which means that Hong Kong might go early to make a little bit of contact. Spring that jack out towards the bowls behind. Certainly the weight for making contact with it and causing the jack to move back.
It's worth Hong Kong going right through it now, which is what the skip's indicating. They got best back. If it gets killed, they would have moved the shot wood away, so it would be respotted. Basically back where it is.
Yeah, Gloria's certainly winding up for it. Didn't quite come down as much as she expected, I don't think. So it'll be another shot to Singapore. So they currently lead Hong Kong China by 4 shots to 1 after 4 ends. So there's also a number of other games going on this morning, and all the live scores available on the World Bowls and Guernsey and the Bowling website. And there's also a static camera live stream of Rink 5 at the moment, where Macau China lead Scotland and the Falkland Islands 4 shots to 2.
There's a cracking bowl there.
Close as well. Very good effort. I think he's probably drawn the shot there. He might have just been looking to lift into it there with his bowl, but slightly wide. Reasonable effort. Just falling short.
So you can see the blue one on the jack, but he's also got 2 behind. Very handy as a skip if you're holding and you've got backwards. Always happy with that.
I think Gloria's opting for the gentle approach there, looking just to sort of touch the jack back to the orange bowl. Difficulty is now, I think she's probably put that on the line, so that might force her then to play a little bit more weight.
But she's got 2 more, so it's worth making sure she's there. Even if she does miss, she gets something behind. Disturb it early, otherwise she's got no shot for herself at the end.
Yeah, that did look a little wide when it was coming down. Yeah, Singapore have quite a good position here because they've got that one which is locked in to the jack as shot wood, and then plenty of bowls behind.
Oh.
And that there really forces her weight, I think, down underneath.
So sticking with really gentle weight, very close to it. Oh. Fraction under, could have done with another foot or so. But good effort.
Singapore are just ticking the shots up here, running them out of ends. We are playing 7 ends in a set, so they've only got 2 more left, and now Hong Kong China are trailing by 4 shots. I know there's 6 bowls on the rig, but it's been for each team, but it's been a close match so far.
You're nearly jack level, your last.
Good lead bowl there, keeps the pressure up. Means that the Jack's going to have to move for Hong Kong China to score a sort of significant number of points here. That's a good effort there by Stanley. Good draw in. This is nicely for shot.
That's right. What do we like? Got a 102.
Just pulling up short there. Had everything to gain from just arriving. On thereabouts, from behind. Just giving Hong Kong slightly more chance.
I try to get this put it down.
If he gets down to the blue bowl, it's helpful. Oh. There's a gap there then.
There is a gap there, it's just big enough. But it's very useful. Move the Jack a foot. Might still be 3, so they've got no danger there.
This is close. Going to make contact with the bowl. Oh, that's thrown that Jack lovely to the lead bowl there for Singapore.
Fantastic shot, and just hides the Jack a little bit more, makes it difficult for Hong Kong. Can still get it, but just up the ante a bit. Over a yard.
Yeah, you almost have to. You almost think they. I reckon they'd look to use their front orange or switch hand and pick the Jack out.
So I think Singapore need to cover on the just the right, just behind.
Yeah.
Right, going the other way. I'm right as always. That's a bit too far back. They've already got woods there. I don't see it going back that far. I see it just stick into the blue and just spring into the orange just behind it. And if they do move the blue away as well, then it's a few. Just playing delicate weight. No, she can't afford to go too heavy. Turn her own, that's what she's after. Not quite. it's all about whether they think that jack will go left as we're looking at it, or if it sticks on that blue and goes straight or over to the right. That's the difference.
I think contact with either of their either of Hong Kong China's orange or red bowl moves either the jack or the blue bowl out. It's just you can't use the same weight to play the jack as you can the bowl, because it will then spring back to Singapore's bowls.
Correct. Whatever weight you use, it's got to be one shot or the other.
Yeah.
If you catch the jack full, then you need less weight. But if you're after the bowl and you only clip the jack, it might still stay around the two oranges just behind, or possibly spring out to that right a little bit. That's where I was thinking it was going slightly. So definitely more weight this time.
Yeah, played that with confidence. Slightly under. Oh.
Well, that wood slightly thicker, or there was a slight chance of being underneath that to get the jack, to get the wood.
So that's another one there to Singapore, which puts them 6-1 up after 6 ends. So 1 end left to play. Well, that was all that Singapore really needed to do there. Put one nice and close. Prevent Hong Kong China from potentially scoring a significant count. Another good bowl there. Holding 2.
Well, Hong Kong have got one end to get 5, so they've got to start moving bowls. So they've got to start just arriving to it a bit. Land either of the blue. If you get either of the blue, then you can work on the other one. And if you get the jack,
It's not far away from any of those 3.
oh. Well, they've got a bit of position behind, so at least they've got something to work towards as well. You need a big score, so you've got to gamble. Just seen Scotland arrive. They'll be up in the next session for the mixed pairs.
So it's Japan playing Scotland in the next session, so that'll be on our static camera live stream. That'll be Kiko and Hank against Julie and Michael. Could be a good game.
By touching the couple. That one's still. I mean, it's hard to draw.
One, Mary? One or two?
So no chance now for, I don't think, for a score. So they'll just be playing the end out. Still trying to win the end, but just like a normal winner one, or as many as you can, rather than gambling for a big score.
Yeah, I was just looking at options for making a 5, and I'm not sure there are many, and especially not now that Singapore have played that ball in there as well.
You call the shot.
So shots difference does potentially count in this if in the group the games one are tied and the sets one are tied. So they do play all of the ends at the group stage.
It's closer than you think, that one. They're having a good look at it.
Yeah.
I thought it was far enough behind that the blue one was would beat it, but maybe not.
Just watching France there at the top of the stream, getting very interested in one of their bowls. So we have plenty of other matches on today as well. Got 7 sessions, 2 sessions of mixed pairs this morning before moving into ladies singles and then men's singles later this evening. Got group stages until, well, Thursday, and then Friday it moves to knockouts, and then the finals day is Saturday.
Well, if the other one was close for being in, that one must be close. I think that signal was just one.
Yeah, I think that was just one to Hong Kong. So as Singapore won the first set, they'll take the mat and jack.
So final score for that, 6-2 to Singapore. let's see if we can bring you up the ticker for the rest of the games. As if by magic.
There's May from Singapore suggesting that changes hand, looks to child the jack, but that offer has been declined. Can stick to the draw on the backhand. So now the leads have played. It looks like it's one shot to Hong Kong at the moment. So I think they've shortened the jack up a bit, so that's looks like it's caught them out slightly, running through there. So, after the first end of the second set, looks like Singapore have taken the lead. It was just the one shot there, I believe.
Is it 2? I couldn't hear you, Mary. 2?
Yeah, so 1-0 to Singapore after the first end. And they did, of course, take the first set.
How far past the jack is my ball?
Only one down spot anyway. Oh, whoops. Jack's on the green spot. We're off centre. Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, no, that's smart. Well done. That one is that far in front of another metre.
Yeah, good lead ball there from Hong Kong. China have drawn on the shotwood. Which, it's just hiding behind the Singapore skip there.
So it's good to see a good crowd around in the building today. Spread throughout the building. More decided to be up in the balcony. So if you happen to be watching and you are on Guernsey, come on down. You can get tea and cake. There is lunches, refreshments next door. If you choose, the bar's open for a little orange juice if that's what you want. Come and meet some of the top players in the world in the flesh. And come and soak up the atmosphere.
It's a nice consistent set of bowls there from Stanley, holding 3 shots. Oh, Singapore have just run into that, sprung the jack out. Nice confident bowl on the forehand. Certainly gives them room now to draw. Suspect they're probably still down by a shot or two. Good draw here by Gloria. Nicely in for shot, puts the pressure back on. And both leads, both skips are now visiting the head, so they can visit after their second bowl, and the leads can't visit the head at all. So that just keeps the game flowing, reduces the time of the games, and also encourages communication between the lead and the skip. Also playing the draw here, looking to get one close. It's difficult to drop the weight after you've just played a running bowl like she did, so just going through there. This could allow Hong Kong China to get in front for possibly the first time in the game. Looking to draw another shot in here, capitalise on the space that she's been given. Oh, running through. Yeah, I thought it was more than one Stanley. Singapore already willing to give him one there and going back for another look. But no, happy with the one shot, so it's now 1-1 after 2 ends. It's a good starting bowl there, Jack high. Found the weight really well. playing a much longer length now. The mat's back on the tee. Or just a yard up from the tee, and the jack's also quite long, so bit of a change here to adjust to. This is the first time Singapore have had, Hong Kong, China have had the jack in a little while, so this might be the length that they prefer playing. Another good ball here. Good position. So all of the live scores available on the World Bowls and Guernsey Indoor Bowling website. But just to give you a quick summary of where we are on the other rinks this morning in the mixed pairs group stages. So on rink 1, England are currently 4-1 up after 3 ends. In the second set, having taken the first set. New Zealand are currently 8-4 up after 7 ends, so they're going into the first end of their second set. So they took the first set 8-4. And then it looks like Canada have taken the first set against Ireland. Macau, China came back on the static camera rink against Scotland and the Falkland Islands to take the first set. And a very close match-up on rink 6. So the first set was drawn between Spain and South Africa. And South Africa are currently 4-1 up after 3 ends. Back to this rink though, it looks like the Singapore lead adjusted his weight correctly and has drawn the shot bowl. That's just drifted under. Caught the wrong side of the Singapore bowl there, pushing it up for a closer shot. Makes the draw. Probably doesn't make it any more difficult because she's still got to get around the orange bowl to the jack.
Does give her a bit more chance for the takeout next time though. Just between the two front ones.
Playing the drawing line again though. With a yard away. Yeah, just slightly underneath again. Just got caught out on that. Playing the tight line.
There's enough weight to move the ball. another chance for Hong Kong, and now their wood's been pushed back as well. The jack's got a bit of use as well. Is she wide enough though? Oh, same as the previous.
Singapore looking to add to it now. Needs to have adjusted her weight back from the bowls she was playing through the jack. But that's not the case. That's quite a ways through. So Singapore have, of course, got hold of the jack again, so they now lead 2-1 after 3 ends, and immediately put it to a shorter length than Hong Kong had opted to play. Great draw though there by Stanley.
And the score is 2-1 to Singapore. It's been updated on the computer. It's just wandering around the World Wide Web, and it will arrive on our streaming very soon.
That's a good draw there. Weight's perfect for it. Interestingly, Stanley, the Hong Kong China lead's a fan of oysters. You a fan of oysters, Ian?
Not for me.
No. Each to their own.
I do eat fish and shellfish, but not oysters. Local Orma. That's what we go for. The Orma, you'll know in Australia, that side of the world, is the abalone. Orma is just the historical Normandy French word.
You certainly sounded convincing. You knew what you were talking about then. So, looks like certainly 2 for Hong Kong China there. Singapore leads, just trying to work out if the third one is also included. Decent draw, adds another one to the count. So we're live streaming pretty much every session over the course of the week. One with commentary and one that's a static sort of camera view. And we're trying to get as many countries as possible onto the live streamed ranks so that we can cover as many as we can. So, for example, next session is Norfolk Island against Malaysia in the mixed pairs.
That'll be another good one to look forward to. She likes it.
Yeah, needs to have played it with a bit of pace to get underneath the blue bolt. Even arriving into the woods that are just tight would work. Oh, she's just squeezed through there.
Yeah, needed a bit more land, but she got tighter bowl, so she might have got wrecked on the blue bowl. So I think she would have struggled to get shot from that side, but just looking to cut down the count. Always looked easier to draw on the backhand.
I say Gloria from Hong Kong, China is close to adding another here. Just got a movement on the jack though. Moved it slightly towards the blue that was just behind, so they possibly reduced their count.
Reduced it, or certainly didn't improve it.
But they are now in front, having picked up a 2 there.
2 going up on the board.
Yep. So the score is now 3-2 to Hong Kong, China after 4 ends. We are, of course, playing sets of 7 ends in this competition. So 2 sets of 7 ends, and then a 1-end tie break if needed.
Here we go. That one's just a bowl low. Sylvia, yep.
That's a lovely start.
Yeah, he certainly got more consistent as the game's gone on. So the lead for Singapore has not got a huge amount of international experience. He played in the 2011 Asia Pacific Bowls Championships in Australia. But since then he had a very good 2023, winning the Singapore National singles, pairs, and fours. But, he's been bowling for a number of years, as long as I've been alive. So he started in 1998. It's got a look for me in there, saying that he'd started before that.
I've been around a while. My international debut was 93.
So 31 years ago.
We'll leave it at that. Does the grey hair not tell you enough?
Yeah, but I understand that came on quite young as well. Yeah, another nice consistent end there from Stanley. He's got another good close shot.
And always you get different styles. So Stanley, he's not as quick as some of the quickest players in the world, but he's sort of fairly. It doesn't hang around on the mat. You've got from Singapore. He's just very deliberate on the mat. Just takes his time.
Yeah, Stanley certainly doesn't run on and run off the mat. It's if Singapore are a walk, it's more of a jog. To be fair, that's a good draw.
The Singapore skip saying one up. I presume it's one up rather than just good bowl. So we've got this one as a feature rink. You might just be catching on the edge of the rinks. New Zealand versus USA, or France against England.
France are doing a bit better in this second set. I know they're 8-4 down after 6 ends with only one to play, but yeah, took quite a hammering in the first set, I think, to be fair. But equally, it's not their usual sport. More petanque players and ball players than they are indoor bowlers.
And England, top nation, so always going to be difficult to beat, even if you are an experienced nation.
Been consistently a little bit heavy, the Singapore skip, which is not necessarily a bad thing as a skip. She's certainly been up, but does potentially bring some danger.
Less danger if you're given the green, you drift round, but does rely on your front end being there. Singapore still signalling they're holding one, so must be.
Just wonder if Gloria's considering planting the front red bowl there, the one that's just sat in front of the blue. maybe looking for a bit more of a count. Just looking to turn Stanley's in again, but not quite. Singapore have decided to take the one shot that they're holding. Bit dangerous to try and draw another in. So we're now at 3-all after 5 ends. So 2 ends left to play in this set. Sets of 7 ends. So up and down the rink we go. So must win for Hong Kong to take it to the tiebreak. If Singapore win, they'll have won 2 sets. So Singapore have found their jack length and sort of stuck to it this morning, which has served them well. Yeah, another good lead out there by the Hong Kong China lead. It's been consistently thereabouts, and that's what sort of kept them in this second set. Held well, held the line well, and drawn a great shot there. It's been difficult to beat on the draw.
Appreciation from the skip. In the UK, we
Slightly,
call that the Mobot.
I was just thinking that, yeah. It's interesting the different ways of congratulating your lead or skip. We've seen plenty of waves, which also means something very different here. Normally get a wave when I'm miles short of the head.
So Hong Kong still kept the same weight there, and it was a valid shot. Tickle 18 inches. Or tried to keep the same weight, I would say, but just put a fraction extra on. So I'm a bit jealous. Josh has been offered a bacon roll. Yeah. I don't know why, but I said no.
There's still time to change your mind. I kind of had to say yes. The rabbit hutch was starting to shake with how much my stomach was grumbling. We've had some early mornings here, starting at 8:30 each morning and finishing about 8 o'clock each evening.
Yeah, dedicated bunch of volunteers, done a lot of work down from 7 in the morning. So thanks to everyone who helps out. Do appreciate it.
Yeah, we've got 3 board turners on every session so that those are kept up to date, and plenty of markers for the singles matches. So that's been really good and really good experience for our members as well. Good draw in there by Gloria. Just don't know if she's quite got a shot, but certainly a good bowl means that she's not going to drop too many if she does decide to want to play the jack back, which Singapore almost looked like they were doing then.
Yeah, just got away with that slightly. Ever so slightly tighter. They would have moved the jack.
Yeah, certainly playing into the head. Very good effort here. Contact with the bowl. Well, yeah, made the shot.
Good shot, well played.
Certainly gives them an option for a count as well, playing underneath the blue, moving the jack out. Even if they play under the blue and get to Singapore's bowl, they'd probably move that out and hold 2.
So Singapore skip seems to be preferring that, what we call our forehand, left-hand side as you look at it. Shot for me is more the other side.
Yeah, they got a chance of sitting Hong Kong China's bowl or getting to the jack and moving it through to theirs.
Yeah, probably squeeze sideways, but that's still 2 shots, which is
Yeah,
good
yeah.
for them. So let's try on that side.
Depends on the weight now. Certainly giving it the tighter green. Not far away from the bowl. It's a good effort.
That was the weight for the job. No, it's not without risk for Hong Kong. It could just come down and sit on that left-hand wood that's a wood short. Turn it a couple of rolls, make yourself 3.
Yeah, I mean, this is the penultimate end, so they've only got 1 to go after this, which means that if they only get 1 shot, they've given the jack away effectively and are just leading by 1. So I find it's always helpful to try and score a couple of shots on the end before if you're drawing as they are at this stage, 3-3 after 5 ends. So opted to stick with that draw down the backhand there. But just taking the weight off.
Very safe.
Very safe. Quick conversation about where to put the mat and the jack. They've been going a little bit longer than Singapore have. And they've only had the jack on a couple of occasions. Looks like decisions made, and the mat's going up the rink a bit. So, last end of the second set. Hong Kong China lead by 1 point. They need to win here to take it to a tie break. If they drop any score, then they've either lost or drawn the set, which won't be enough to move through to a tie break end. Some of the other rinks are starting to finish. So South Africa have beaten Spain by 1.5 sets to a half. And all the other live scores and live scoring for the matches can be found on the World Bowls website or Kensington Bowling Association website. And there you can keep up to date on what's happening on all the rinks. It's a good bowl there by Stanley, just followed up past his first bowl. Improves the shot. Is that a wrong bias?
Certainly was.
That's the first one we've seen, I think, so far. It's probably not the time we wanted to do it. Not that there's a particularly good time to do it, but... Stanley going slightly further through the head. Matches one of Singapore's bowls at the back there. So there, the Hong Kong China lead just indicating it's a draw. Get another one close. They just need to score here to win the second set and take the match to a tie-break end. Certainly a good effort. So it looks like the Singapore skip played into it there, moved things around. Hong Kong China still holding the shot though. He's looking a little bit vulnerable the way the jack sort of stuck out there to the side of the bowl. Makes it better, means that only little trail kind of covers off that blue bowl a little bit. Yeah, the Singapore skip really hasn't been liking a backhand that much. Asking to still play on the forehand.
The targets on this occasion, it's only a slightly smaller on the forehand, so still a valid shot.
She's not far away from it. She could have done with catching either of those bowls. It's another one at the back though.
Let's see if I can show you what's at the back.
So it looks like the tee is occupied by a Hong Kong China bowl there.
could see what was at the back. The players have just moved around, so I'll put you back on the overhead.
This hand's better.
So that's the view from the mat.
It's that far behind your bowl.
What does Hong Kong cover? It doesn't matter what's covered. Singapore will have an option.
I think for me, the Singapore skip's been playing weight most of the game, or maybe possibly not on purpose, but say for me, it'd be covering on the forehand. Trying to at least put something there, so if the jack comes through, it has a chance of shot. I know there's one there already, but possibly further back.
So she's certainly giving it land.
Yeah, and opting for further back on the rink as well.
How far is that going back? We'll show you. Went in the ditch.
Has it gone the whole way?
It went in the ditch.
You get it, Meg. That was it.
Yep. So she's played it tighter, more weight. It's got to be close here. Oh, she did make contact with the target wood. It's just gone off to the side. And Hong Kong have... I'm not sure... I'm not sure Gloria wanted Stanley to kick that one through, but he has done now. So they've taken the... taken the one there. To make it 5-3 after 7 ends. So completion of the second set there leaves it 1 set all and a tie break required.
And just had a shout out to see if we can turn the cameras around to New Zealand. Unfortunately, we're showing this game. And we've also got Rink 1 just in the edge of the feed. So this is the main one. So yeah, you might be able to catch some glimpses of your friends, your countrymen, whatever they are. But we'll be staying on this rink. We are capturing almost all, if not all, the countries throughout the week, whether it's on this main stream or on the split screen. If you really want to follow somebody later on.
We do have a great game plan though for New Zealand against England tomorrow morning in the mixed pairs, so we will be covering that one on the live stream rink with commentary, so that will be one to tune in for if you're a New Zealand fan. But at the moment they're well up against the USA. Important first bowl from Stanley. He's done well with that. So this one end tie break, winner takes all effectively of the match. So whoever has the shot at the end of this end will win the match between the two countries.
You may have seen the steam coming out my ears there. I was trying to work out the time difference for New Zealand. Are they about 11 hours at the moment? So if we're talking 8:30, it'll be just after tea time for them. Good time to sit down and watch.
Depends how late you have your dinner. It's about 9:30.
Well, they're more than they're 12 hours ahead.
I suppose it's
9.
British summer time here as well, so that might
Sorry,
make the
9
difference.
there, so that's 11 hours.
Yeah.
So that's a good time for them.
It's always a good time to tune in for bowls.
True.
Oh, the Singapore leads found the jack there, holding shot. He does manage to hold that tight line well. Just shy on the weight.
係贏者嗰個第一個有。
That's his own. It's hence like Dreamlines that's being used by the Singapore leads, which is why they're probably holding a tight line.
So China just drifting through again.
Hold count.
Bit far.
Yes. Has he got the weight this time? Certainly closer up to it.
Well, he's asked the questions.
Yeah.
It's beatable, but certainly got to be played. That's what you want as a skip. You want your opposite number have to play the shots. If you get that every end, you're always happy. But obviously, it's unrealistic to have it every end.
It's a good start. Just through the jack means you can work back towards it if you're doing it on the draw.
Well, it's close enough that he's got to have a good look.
Still reckons it's 2, is that? 1.
Doesn't matter whether it's 1 or 2, they're still holding.
That's true. Oh, she just played a dangerous game there.
That's their own shot, but
Okay.
a better shot. That was risky.
That was terrifying.
Definitely preferring that forehand, which I think probably Singapore should have been playing the backhand there.
I mean, they've ended up with one behind the jack, splitting up the Hong Kong bowls that would have given them an option to trail it, but was there? Certainly had the chance of catching the jack back as well, playing down there. Does Gloria stick with the same, or play that forehand? Look to split the pack, get some movement on the jack, or get the jack itself, or play the bowl and stay. It's very clean on the backhand, but
That's what you're confident of playing.
yeah,
Gloria does. She's quite comfortable playing down to it. So yeah, I do see her playing more weight. Take the wood out and stay. But if you're naturally a drawing player, it's perfectly valid to draw it. Try that draw.
this is it now. They're all down to this bowl. Played it with weight. It's under the line. Quite a ways under what she was looking for, unfortunately. So, tiebreak end and the match goes to Singapore. Good match up there between them and Hong Kong, China. Hong Kong, China certainly came back in that second set much better. We're going to take a short break now and come back to you shortly with the match between the Norfolk Island and Malaysia in the mixed pairs. We'll see you shortly.